I wish I had someone tell me these things when I started my feminine journey, because it would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of mental battles, okay? But I got you, girl, so you don't go in blind like I did. Hey girl, hey, welcome. If you are new here, I'm Sky.Onjahnae. I make content all about nurturing your femininity, being a woman of God, and beauty. If that is something you're interested in, I highly suggest sticking around. So I started my feminine journey about three years ago, and I learned so much about myself, femininity as a whole. I've learned lessons that I wish I didn't have to learn, but I didn't know certain things. Like, number one, femininity is not a one size fits all. I thought a feminine woman has a soft speaking voice and just a girly aesthetic, but no. Girl, your style is your style. Wear it, be it, okay? That does not make or break if you are feminine or not. As long as you're not naked and raunchy. So like, if you have a street style, if you have a lounge style, if you have anything outside of the girly aesthetic that so many people push around surrounding femininity, you are still feminine, okay? And embrace your own personal style, because like I say, it does not make or break or dictate how feminine you are. Now, while I do fit the girly aesthetic, I like dresses, I like heels, I like everything pink. My mom always make it pink and make it pink quickly. I don't fit the soft voice, soft spoken, elegant vocabulary. I don't fit that, okay? I have a more energetic tone. I have a Chicago accent. I still speak in slang. That does not make me less feminine, and I had to learn that because I was trying to change those things about me. I used to try to change the tone of my voice because I thought that the feminine woman was that was a characteristic of a feminine woman. But femininity is about what's on the inside, okay? Which that brings me to number two. Femininity is an energy. And it does not need masculinity for it to function. A lot of women, I see a lot of women saying that they can't be feminine because they don't have a masculine man around them, which is further from the truth. I say this all the time. One does not dictate the other. They balance each other out, okay? So absolutely, in a relationship, you want your man to be masculine so that you can rest in your femininity in that relationship. But in general, as a whole, as you as a woman, you're supposed to embody femininity on your own. No man could make you feminine besides Jesus, because God gave us feminine energy in the first place. But no man can make you a woman. Number three is that masculinity is okay. I think so much, we get so consumed about being feminine that we think that masculinity is a bad thing, and it is absolutely not. We have both. God created us with both inside of us because they serve different things. So just because you're a feminine woman does not mean you can't use your masculine energy. You absolutely have to when you're at work, or you in positions of power, or like you need to make hard decisions. Like, those are when your masculine energy comes out, or just when you need to be assertive or things like that. And it's not saying that your masculinity takes over and then the femininity is gone. It's a balancing scale, okay? It's like code switching. You know, you don't talk the same way with your friends as you do your grandparents, as you do your boss, as you do people at church. Like, it's code switching. You need to know how to turn your feminine and masculine on and off when it needs to. Don't look at masculine energy as this thing that makes you a man, because it certainly does not. They balance each other out. I feel like I keep saying they balance each other out because I think we really have put a bad label or masculinity, and we need both. Just like men use their feminine energy when they're being more softer with you. Men are not soft. For the most part, most masculine men, they are not just soft, but when they're with you or they're with their children or family, like you see that soft side of them come out. That is their feminine energy, because again, we have both, and both of them are necessary for life. Just like femininity and masculinity balance each other out in a relationship, they balance themselves out inside of you. Just as a woman, you are leaning more in your feminine side because that's where you rest and that's where you operate naturally. But again, that masculine energy is still there, and it's there for a reason. So don't be afraid to use it. Number 4, and girl, this is something that I really struggle with, which is taking things one step at a time. Don't try to change all of these things about yourself simultaneously, because that's what I did, and it led to burnout. I was trying to work on my attitude, trying to work on how I approach situations, trying to work on controlling my emotions, trying to work on my appearance, trying to do all of these things all at once until I got burnt out and overwhelmed, and I eventually stopped working on it, all of it. Like, this is not a race. This is your life. This is you working on being your better self. It takes time, especially when you're working through trauma. You can not expect to work through your trauma while simultaneously trying to work on other things or other areas of your life. Like, it'll become too much. Now, this may not be for everybody, so take this with a grain of salt. But for the most part, you can't. Your mind cannot multitask like that, and especially when you're trying to make a complete 180 and be a completely different and better person. Don't worry about doing all of it at once, because at the end of the day, this is becoming a lifestyle for you, not just a quick change. Because if you don't take your time and really do the self-reflection and really do the work that needs to be done, not trying to just get it done because you're so ready to be the woman that you see yourself as, you're going to forget how to function, because you're going to be all over the place. Your mind is going to be all over the place. And then if you fail because you're trying to balance and change all these things, you're going to feel like a failure, because it's just going to be a domino effect. Trust me, that was me. And then you're going to be left to pick up the pieces where you left off. Me, I fell into a depression because I was just so heavily focused on everything. And like I said, your mind cannot keep up with all of that all at the same time, because it's unlearning behaviors, it's working through trauma, it's trying to be better, it's learning new skills, learning new habits, all of that at once. And some stuff honestly is just too heavy. Some trauma is too heavy to work through alongside all of these other things. So it's not a race. It's not a race. You're going to get through to the other side regardless, so you might as well take your time. So just be intentional about it and take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and you got this, girl. And 5, all information is not good information. So really ask God for that discernment, because anybody can pick up a camera and hit post, and now they're spewing out garbage on the internet. And because we are so eager to be our better selves, and we just see someone different from us who looks like they're doing better, we listen to them. But again, all information isn't good information. That's why I try to be as vulnerable as possible on my channel, so that you all know that I have gone through the things that I'm helping you get through. Like, I'm showing you the wounds, I'm showing you the progress, I'm showing you how, or telling you how I used to be. Like, you need to look at people by the fruit that they bear. If they are not showing fruit to the spirit, if they're not showing or really being upfront with certain things, like especially when it comes to self-development, because how can you help me develop myself if you're still the same you? Like, and granted, you don't know this person, you don't know me, okay? You're just watching me on YouTube. But again, that's where that discernment comes in. You really have to ask God for that discernment, because it's times where I would scroll to a video and somebody's talking and I'm instantly like, no, that's some mess, and I keep scrolling because everybody is not genuinely out here trying to help people. They want a bag, they want the influence, they want the followers, they want all of those things. So be careful what you take in, what you consume, because they'll have you out here thinking you can carry the world on your shoulders when they can barely pick up a pebble. Okay, so be careful who you're watching. Do your own research. YouTube and Instagram and Twitter or TikTok, Facebook, all of those things, yes, they are a really good source of information, but that's not all. You can actually look up books, read books about the things that you want to change about yourself, read books about femininity. Like, I have a whole video on books. I just told y'all to read books, then I'm directing you to another video. But that video is on all the books that helped me while on my feminine journey. I have them, and I'm even going to reread them just because, like I said, I did fall off because I was so overwhelmed with trying to fix everything about myself and work on all the things that I burnt out. So definitely check that video out. I will link it right here because that is the end of this video, girl. Thank you so much for sitting and listening to me, and I hope these tips really help you because, like I said, I wish I had somebody to tell me these things. So yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video.